Yes, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Yes.
It's Thursday,
Yes.
the best god daggone day of the week.
The
Yo,
best day of the week.
how y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling out there? Y'all good? We
Feeling
thank you for
good, feeling
I
good.
feel great.
listen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your co-host, Professor Charles, along with my lovely co-host
Professor Brittany.
in D&D, and we are Dating University, here where we discuss the good
The bad
and the ugly.
of all things dating and relationships.
All
Yes,
right.
indeed. Welcome, one and all. We thank y'all for taking some time out today to rock out with
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Listen, we got a
Yes.
bond burner for y'all tonight.
Woo.
Shout out to all of our Spotify listeners, all of our
Yes. Round
iHeartRadio
of applause
listeners,
for
all of
y'all.
our podcast listeners.
All of them.
Man, y'all have been doing amazing
All of
numbers over the last 3 weeks, and we
Yes.
appreciate you. We
Yes.
love you. We love you. We love you. We love you.
Yes.
We love you. All right. Listen, if you were listening to us or you watched us last week,
Woo.
y'all saw that we
You
had
heard.
on 5 amazing young black women on the show.
Yes. Yes.
And they discussed what it's like dating as a black woman.
Yes.
They had a lot of opinions and a lot of facts, a lot of stories, a lot of experiences. And man, I tell you, I learned a lot. I'm not even going to lie to you. I learned a lot. So, with all fairness and everything, how we do here, we couldn't just let ladies just talk trash about us.
We were not talking trash
We
about
had
the
to
men. We weren't
Nah,
talking trash.
Nah, y'all weren't talking trash. You're only talking trash about the people that were trash.
Exactly.
So we had to come back, and I gathered from all across the globe, man, some of the most opinionated brothers I've ever seen in my entire life. Ones who have the immense vocabulary, ones who have seen it all, done it all, and got the t-shirt, burnt the t-shirt, got a new one, and then let some other chick walk out the door with it. But you know how that's how they do sometimes.
Excuse me.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce. All right, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, first up, I want to introduce to the world Mr. Dwight Green. How do I know Mr. Dwight Green? Mr. Dwight Green has been in my world for quite some time. He was my high school computer lab teacher, man. I'm telling you, this cat, man, he made us wear ties on either Wednesdays or Thursdays. I can't remember which one it was, but he didn't play.
Yeah.
So yes, Mr. Dwight, thank you so much for coming on, sir.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
All right, all the way from who knows where, Brother Saheed. He is a friend of a classmate here at Dayton University. Heard about what we have going on, and yeah, he said he wanted to come on because he said he had some words. Brother Saheed, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Man, this other brother right here, Mr. Claude, my guy, my ace boon coon. I tell you, I can't tell you how far you and I go back, man. We go
back, man.
I'm talking about bus stops and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Long years, man.
Long years. Want to welcome everybody.
Thank you for having me on, man.
No problem, man. No problem. And last but certainly not least, you know him from the very, very funny Instagram page. He has his own podcast, 6 foot podcast, 6 foot under podcast. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I get it right. 6 foot under podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, the auntie lover, welcome, Uncle Poochie.
Thank you so very much, man. 2 years ago,
I watched this show and I said, y'all, I'm gonna be on here. So to manifest this and get on here, dead ass. I'm so excited. Yeah, I watched this show 2 years ago. I saw my friend on here, C Dot. She was on here 2 years ago, and I said I'm gonna be on this show. And yeah, I'm here. So thank you so very much.
That's bomb. So bomb. Thanks for coming.
Awesome. Look at you, man. Look
Thank you for having me.
You went from classmate to visiting professor. Look at that. One fell swoop.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite already. Sorry, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know how we always do at this time. Grab your drinks, get to the back of the class, and pull up. Yes, indeed. All right, so look, we're gonna get into it because it's last week was real. Last week was really real, and I'm gonna start off with the first question, and it goes out to each and every one of you guys, and I want you all to answer with one word. One word. Dating as a black man is, and then you fill in that blank with that word. Uncle Poochie, you up first.
Hoopla.
Hoopla.
Bunch of hoopla. I ain't no good words for this.
No, just one word. We gonna get there.
Sorry.
Dwight.
Opportunistic.
As a black man is. Ooh, opportunistic. Jesus. Whew. My man. Saheed.
I think I would say new, brand new.
Okay. All right. I like that. But the club.
Complex.
Man. Okay. All right. I'll take my sip. Okay. So last week, I'm gonna give you the 5 words that the ladies gave us, and we're gonna start from there, and we'll try to break it down. They said dating as a black woman is trash, complicated, exhausting, ghetto, and confusing.
Wow.
See? Hoopla. Sounds like a whole bunch of hoopla.
Sound like a bunch of hoopla, huh? All right, well, go ahead, break it down. Talk to me. What do you feel like when you hear that? What do you feel when you hear that?
I just, the problem is now for me, and I'm gonna only speak for myself because I can get a little beside myself. But I just don't think there's any grounds to stand up on things. Like I would hate to really be out in this world as a young man. Like I'm a younger man, but I'm not as young as 21, 22. I don't know where the playing field is. Like, for example, this whole apply pressure era we live in now, right? And some women will say, like, you need to apply pressure. I talked about this before a bunch of times. It's just like, but applying pressure is only cool if you really, really fucking with me. So now you out here, you don't really know the rules to the games. And I just feel like a lot of these young boys are already confused. So they don't really know what to come off of because I don't know, maybe my generation, maybe generation 4 failed them. I have no idea. But it's just a whole bunch of hoopla. It's just a whole bunch of hoopla, bunch of bullshit, bunch of fake rules that everybody's trying to follow for social media.
Okay, Saheed, what do you think about those 5 words that the women last week said about dating?
If you want me to be honest, that's their perspective, that's their opinion. So I value everything that they say. I don't live in their lives. I don't sit and walk in their shoes. So whatever they say, whatever they feel, whatever experiences that they have, I listen, I hear, and I trust it. It's just my job to pay attention because I watched or listened to the podcast last week and hear what they're saying so that the next time I go out on a date that I could be cognizant of everything that I learned, and therefore I won't, put forth that in my next dating situation.
Wow, Saheed,
Okay.
Thank you.
I love it. Club, how do you feel about those words, bro?
So do you know the one word that stood out to me the most of it why I kind of geeked out? Was it the complicated or anything like that? It was the ghetto comment. So I'm trying to figure out when you make that comment, do you mean that the men that you're dating are ghetto? The situations that you are in are ghetto? Like that takes, it's got a lot of meaning behind that. One thing I think I've noticed, especially in our community, we have a lot of issues in our dating community. For one, communication. And as a man, I can admit that at 40 years old with a 16-year-old and a 21-year-old, I can honestly say it wasn't until the last 5 years that I learned I had a communication problem. I had to break down why I had the communication problem and realize it was because of my parents and how they were brought up. Because we as a people don't like actually taking accountability for our DNA and where we come from and where our flaws came from. So we are trained not to deal with those issues. So it wasn't until I was able to deal with that issue first before I understood why I was having unsuccessful relationship issues. Until we deal with that, and I know I'm getting a little far off, I'm gonna come back to it.
No, you're good.
Until we learn to actually dig into ourselves, say, all right, what has been consistent in every last one of my relationships that has caused them to fail? Was it me? Was it the person that I engaged myself and allowed myself to gain this artificial attachment to because I'm trying to cope with the issue from my parents? You see what I'm saying? And everybody can go ahead and ignore it, but we all have issues from our dads, whether they were there, whether they were not there, whether they were alcoholics, whether they were smokers too much, whether they argued with our mom in front of us too much. All that shit builds up to something, and it all still takes effect to us now. With that being said, the ghetto comment just kind of hit me different because I think there should have been a different word used for that. If you're dating a dude that just wants to take you to Burger King, that's your fault for dating a dude that wants to take you to fucking Burger King. Man. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's that was the one that kind of hit me different. But yes, dating as a black person in general is complicated as fuck because we're all screwed up from our fucking childhood, and there's just a lot of us don't want to fucking admit it. So until we actually sit down, and you can go to therapy or not, honestly, you can sit down with a goddamn drink and deal with these issues your goddamn self one night and just say, all right, my mom had this issue and these were the men that she was attracted to. This is my father's issue and the women that he was attracted to. What's consistent between all of them? Okay, if at 40 years old, 6 out of the women that I had committed relationships with, 3 of them were hairdressers, right? Okay, my mom was at the hairdresser for 15 years. Next woman I actually ended up marrying and divorced was working in the medical field. What's up with that? And she was doing hair. My mom did the same shit. See, it all makes sense to it and all the little habits we have. So we got to deal with those issues first, man, before any of us going to have a healthy relationship.
And that's our show. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great night.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Wow.
We're going to get up out of here.
Sorry, I went off on that, bro. You wanted me
No,
hey,
you did not
that's what
go
it's
off at all.
about.
This is your
That's what it's about.
perspective. This is your experience. There's no right. There's no wrong. Like I told the women last week, this is your experience, your perspective. That's it. No more, no less. So that was great.
Mr. G.
Yeah. It's hard to follow that act, right? I think,
I'm just gonna stay to the side now.
It's I thought it was interesting. I felt like it was a listening to those words, it sounded very negative, not to be dismissive of their experiences, but I was thinking, as I was listening to those words, where do you shop? That's what came to my mind. I was like, where do you shop? Because I think a lot of times where you shop depends on a lot of times what you get. And, sometimes people just don't realize that they keep driving the same road, going to the same store, getting the same thing, and then complain about what they get. And sometimes you have to look and say, well, if I expect something different, then maybe I need to do something different and manage my expectations about, where I'm getting what I got. Because if I keep going to the same site online, or if I keep going to the same bar and I keep picking up the same thing, it's not much going to change. So I've realized if I've been in a circle and certain energy keeps circling back to me, I need to change that circle. I need to remove that because I'm collecting the same dust. That same unwanted package keeps ending up at your door, and you have to ask yourself, what energy am I bringing to this that I keep attracting this? So, it's time to. But I mean, if that's their experiences that they feel like it's trash, and I don't know, a little self reflection maybe, and look to see, because man, when I say opportunistic, I'm saying seriously, the opportunities are out there. And I mean, if you get something bad, then I mean, you decide how you're going to deal with it, and if you're going to stay in it, if you're going to roll out of it. And if you keep going to that same place and getting the bad stuff, here's an opportunity for you to change.
Okay, I like it. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna stick in that same vein. Okay, so I had to go back and I listened to the show twice. The show that we did last week, because I felt like I didn't want to miss anything, because the ladies addressed a lot of stuff, and I feel like if I don't get the fellas to kind of like give the counterpoint to that, it will miss, and then we're not bridging that gap where we need to fill in of where the disconnect is, where the mistrust is, where the hurt is, and how can we heal. So to that point that you said about going to the same store, a point was made about how some men victim blame and tell the women like they're choosing wrong, or what I'm saying, that they're choosing the wrong guys. So the analogy was, how can you keep choosing? You can't keep choosing the wrong person unless you're actually out here giving people a chance. It's just unfortunate that the people that they come across have been trash, or they have not done, right by them. And most of the time they have misrepresentation, they're lying, they're hiding things, they're not being genuine, and they're being, as on the negative side of what your word, Mr. Green, was, opportunistic. So how do we bridge that gap of us as men saying y'all choosing the wrong dudes, and then women saying, well, we're trying to give y'all a chance, but every time we come around, y'all doing us wrong.
No, see, I don't think calling it out, I don't think it's blaming. It's that thing where, okay, somebody say, oh, well, you're shaming me, you're blaming me. No, I'm not shaming you, blaming. I'm gonna call it out, because ask yourself, if you're the one person that keeps collecting. I had to look at myself before, because honestly, I was picking them up from the same place all the time, doing the same thing, and that was to fulfill a certain purpose. Yeah, and I knew what I was getting, and I knew that I was picking up crazies, and I knew that the crazies was going to keep coming. But the little shallow need that I was fulfilling, it was serving its purpose, and I knew that I was getting crazies from that pocket. When I didn't want the crazies anymore, I put that son of a bitch in reverse. I'm gonna get out this lane. I'm gonna get out this lane, and I'm gonna go over here, because I know when I shop over here, I know when I deal with this caliber, I need to step up to this level, and I'm not gonna be getting the same craziness. So, yeah, I mean, people don't leave too much, don't stray too far from their circles of where they go to collect their stuff. Same shopping habits, the same visit habits, where they like to go, the same crew they like to hang around with, and then they keep picking up the same shit and wondering why it still stinks.
What you got for him? Because I see you nodding over there,
I listen. It just warms my heart, because I just thought that I was just the last man that thought like this. It was just one of those things where, like, just to quote that Mr. Dr. Phil guy, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks. It's a duck. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how you keep dating, hot boys, and then wondering why you getting stuck up every 2 weeks, or what's going on. You dating scammers, or my situation was like, I'm dating people who like to be out in the streets, and then they don't want to be, domesticated. So I had to look back at myself, like he said, and say, like, I got to stop blaming the people I'm dating for not wanting to be, actually, in a relationship, actually be domesticated. If they don't really want to do that, it wasn't about their life when I met them. So who am I to put this onus on them and get upset with them? It takes a lot of, accountability is. I think Claude was saying accountability is something that a lot of us deal with hard as a man. I know accountability is something that I don't want to take accountability for. Okay, I'm gonna figure out every way to try to blame the situation before blaming myself initially, and that was something I had to really break, because that was stalling my relationships. Okay, I got out of these relationships. I could give you every reason why it was bad and why she was bad, and I really looked at myself and said, maybe brother, you just ain't as great as you thought you was. I know you think you as good as you think you are. I know you think you the smooth operator. I know you think you got the, the monster. Boy, chill.
Right? Yeah.
You know? Look yourself in the mirror, dog. Monster. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your credit score's bad. You live with your mama. You drive a 98 Accord. Like, get your life together, Pooch. You know?
Damn.
And it had to be one of them situations. Like, seriously, like, I had to really look myself in the mirror. It's like, you gotta be out your goddamn mind. Seriously. You gotta be out your goddamn mind. And let me tell you, that was not easy. That was not easy. Like, I self-professed alcoholic 10 years of my life. I don't even drink anymore. It was driving me so down the rage that I didn't realize that the women that I kept losing were good women. They were trying to get me off the drink. But we be so full of ourselves as men sometimes. Shut up. What the fuck you talking about? You sound just like my mama. That was probably the craziest shit I ever thought in my life. Like, if a woman sound like my mama, that's probably a good thing in some extent. She looking out for me.
Well, congratulations on the sobriety, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So definitely gonna give it up for that, man.
But no, that's it's just one of those things where it's accountability, because now I it's so crazy, because now I over account for things. I'm like, listen, I'm at the point now where I remember when I didn't even need to look out to see if my homies was making women feel uncomfortable. Now I'm chin checking men that I don't even know. Like, hey,
listen,
listen, you and what are you doing? Like,
what's
wrong with you? Like, because like I got a 19-year-old sister, and I think to myself, like, dog, my sister was out and about, right? And somebody was making my sister feel mad, uncomfortable. Like, I would just hope, that you ain't got to run over there and punch nobody, but just make sure my sister all right. And so that's just the energy I want to put out into the world, and and hopefully somebody put that back out to me. So it just it's all a big circle. It's all a big circle to me. And
I agree. I definitely agree. Because I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brittany. Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at the comments. So before we even go deeper, because this is good, I have an inquiry from a woman in the comment. Before we go further, can all of you, in whatever order, just give your relationship status? Because they're asking for friends or themselves.
I'm single. I'm single and not currently dating. I've just popped back into the country from 8 years abroad, living in Dubai, and that's it. So right now, I'm, open.
There you go. Brother Saheed, go ahead.
I'm single as well. Recently divorced in 2019. Legally divorced. I got the paperwork. So it's not that we separated and we gonna work through it. I'm gonna go to the court now. I got the paperwork. I keep it with me. But I'm single.
Right,
I'm not
you
even,
got your papers.
I'm not,
you got them.
I'm not even dating. I'm not even dating. Most of my time is taken up by either work or my rec football team, my 8-year-olds. So, but yeah, so I'm single.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm in a relationship with my work, so it's one of those things where I can get it is where I can, where I cannot. I don't really necessarily have time to date on a continuum lineage. Like, we see each other every day. It's kind of like when we see each other, we can see each other. I've overcommitted in the past, and now I got to focus on my career. So that's where I am with my life.
And I'm telling you, that honesty right there is probably one of the best things you can do, because you're not taking away the option from somebody else. Like, even everybody, because I know who everybody is here who said, what their status is. How do you feel about, a woman saying, well, how do you feel about if they say to you, well, we've been kicking it or we've been dating for X amount of time, what are we doing?
I I've had that, and I said, what are we doing? We're doing just what we're doing. You know what it is. I know what it is. It's like a job interview. A lot of times, relationships, and this is my opinion, of course. A lot of times when you get into a relationship, you if you don't do the legwork, just sort of like looking for a job. Okay, what position are you looking for me to fill? What position am I applying to fill in that relationship? So when we come together, if you have a totally different opinion of what my roles, duties, responsibilities, and your expectations, then I need to manage my expectations of the part you want me to play. Because we're not always, some people looking for a paycheck, you know, when they look for a job. Some people looking for a career. Some people looking to lock that thing down for a long time, and they want to stay and play. You know, they down for whatever, and they're gonna, you know, they're like, look, I don't care what kind of boss you are, I'm gonna ride it out because this is who I am. But then some people, you know, so it's all about knowing the expectation, managing the expectation, and knowing what you're getting into when you go there. So when you get somebody and they're not looking for the same thing, and you know that in the beginning, you can't get in, go and tell that person, well, wait a minute, you gonna leave? And I thought you was a lifer? No, you better learn that thing up front. So when you ask me, what am I doing? I already told you I didn't want to be in a relationship, or I'm looking for something long term. And these are the qualities of the person I'm looking for long term. You know, maybe you don't fit it, but maybe we can grow with some skill sets into this relationship or something. I don't know.
May I say something?
Yes, sir.
You know what? I agree with you completely, Triple OG. I just think that it's a part of the game that us men need to make sure we set our standards for what, like, the qualifications levels is for the job. You see what I'm saying? Like, as me, I know if I want to be the food guy. I know if I want to be the deep stroking guy. I know if I just want to be the homeboy. So I'm going to make sure that you don't give me extra job titles. Then I'm like, whoa.
Job titles and labels, man.
You gotta be. I mean, for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you start stepping that boundary, like more things, I'm like, I don't hold on.
Didn't sign up for this job. Other duties as a sign don't work for me. You know, that might be where you are, but then it could be that you're in that relationship and you want other dudes to sign. Like, baby, I want to play a bigger role. I want to grow in this. I want to grow in this employment or this relationship.
Always signing bonuses.
You know what I'm saying? So you might want that. Some people may not. So it's about understanding that person you done brought in.
Yeah, there's always signing bonuses. You know, you can have a contract and get an extension, but I need to see an upgrade in your play. Like, I don't know. We ain't finna sign you off the bench for averaging 10. You know, we better start averaging 30 for us to renegotiate what we're doing here. So that's all I'm saying. Just get your contracts, know what you're getting into, fellas, before you just out here committing it. She out here breaking your car down for good purpose too. You out here lying.
Hey, look. And then you know, every now and then you got to do that annual appraisal. You got to look at that thing and say, you know what, at the end of this year, you know what I realized, baby, this wasn't working for either one of us. And ain't no sense of me staying, ain't no sense of us going, because, you know, we just need to terminate this whole this thing ain't working, you know. And people, I think sometimes it's like a bad job. Some people stay too long and then the hostilities grow. And I'm using this whole employment thing because it's kind of relative in how work relationship, and personal relationships come together. There is an interview process, whether you know it or not, when you've gotten into these relationships or you coming together. But then a lot of times people, once they're in, there's nothing that you buy that doesn't need maintaining. If you do, I don't know what it is. If it's a plant, it needs water. If it's a car, it needs oil change. If it's windows, it needs washing. People get in relationships and they don't try to maintain anything about it. They don't do anything. They just let it keep running. Well, run a car without maintaining the oil and changing the tires, you're going to see what's going to happen. Take a plant, you don't water it, it's going to die. You know what I'm saying? So you need to not only maintain it, put the work into it, but reevaluate. You know what? It might be time to trade it in. It might be time to get rid of it. It might be time to change the tires and keep it rolling.
Have a backbone when you do it too.
And you got to speak straight. Straight talk is what I found always be the best. My queen on here, she says she liked the truth. I found that's always worked best for me. I don't have any need to bullshit you. If it's not working, we need to sit down and have a conversation. I've called plenty of people to the table and said, you know what? I don't feel like this is going in the direction either one of us are happy with. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to work at repairing, or are we going to let this thing go? And let's just be honest. There was times where I was just like, you know what? Here's my bed. I'm willing to let it go.
Okay. All right. So, Claude, one of the other points that came up, and I want to get your thoughts on it, is that we as men, just in general, not as, not trying to be super specific because, not everything was like that. They were saying that we are confused as men as to what we want in relationships or what we want out of the women that we are pursuing. And at the same time, we would self-sabotage. Give me your thoughts.
This is a generalization of men?
No, I'm going to hit Claude right first, and then we'll go everywhere else.
So, just to clarify, so they're saying that we self-sabotage ourselves in a relationship?
Yes. And, we can be confused about what we want from the women that we are pursuing.
So that question has a lot more of an in-depth answer than you really want from me, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little broad. I'm not even going to lie to you, but I just wanted to get your first impressions of it. Like what is this? Because we hear it a lot, like, oh, we're confused or whatever. It's not. And for me, I know in all of the relationships or stuff or situationships that I had, I knew exactly, for the most part, I knew what I wanted. Was the woman at the time that I was dealing with have some of the qualities? Yes. Did she have all of the qualities? Absolutely not. So that meant, I had to, keep you relegated in one part of where we are, because you're not fulfilling the requirements like Dr. Green and like Mr. Green and Uncle Pooch was talking about. So I guess what I'm saying is where the confusion is, they feel as though, okay, well, I'm X, Y, and Z. Why can't I be A, B, and C? Well, baby, you ain't got A, B, and C. I'm looking for A, B, and C. You got the X, Y, and Z. I'm cool with that, but I need this thing as well.
And to be more specific, when they say, well, I have X, Y, and Z, and we say that they don't have A, B, and C, it's like, nah, baby, it ain't that you didn't have A, B, and C. It's that you didn't have A, B, and C right now. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference.
I mean, granted, I love those answers. I guess for me, the goal tonight is I want to be able to walk away. And I think the women that are watching want to be able to walk away with a clear understanding of how it is dating from your perspective, so that when the women and the men can come together, now that we know how dating is from your perspective as Black men, and you've heard how it is from our perspective, then we can come together and say, okay, well, on this show, you said that this happened. Let us, from a women's perspective, explain possibly why, and then vice versa. Like, oh, on the man show, I heard that you struggled in this area. Let's give clarity and insight as to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the area that for me, in my experience, okay, for where I'm at, would have been, especially if you're a successful Black male, it is much harder to not be to have a woman be the predator in the situation. Do you understand? It puts you in a different demographic, as opposed to the dude that's at the fucking same bar every goddamn Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. No, he ain't worth shit. He ain't never gonna be shit. You can look at him and tell you, look, we can all walk around here all goddamn day long, okay? It's like my brother over here said, Mr. Dwight, okay? You shop at Walmart, expect to get Walmart brand shit. Okay? You don't listen to what I'm saying, okay?
Yeah.
Listen. Hear me on this, okay? Because this is touching exactly what the fuck he just said, okay? And anybody and can be in the chat and disagree with this all they goddamn want. You don't go to CarMax to go goddamn buy a Bugatti, do you?
Oh,
not at all.
Yeah.
Okay. it wouldn't look right, would it?
Claude, are you saying it's all your fault? It's all their fault.
I want the OG to put his opinion, because exactly what I'm saying. Okay, you don't go to a Kia dealership. Okay, you go to a Kia dealership, you expect to get a Kia. You don't see a brand new Cadillac CTS. It's a 2022 over there sitting on the lot on the Kia dealership. Something wrong with it. Okay, you feel what I'm saying? You shop at Aldi, expect to get Aldi results.
Yeah,
you feel me? You ought to step your game up on your level. You want Wegmans brand shit? Guess where you got to go? You got to go to fucking Wegmans. All right,
that's it.
This. We all learned this in school, guys. When you put in what you put out, you keep doing the same shit. You know what that's called? Insanity. You can't get the different result by doing the same damn shit.
Basics.
All right, my rule of thumb: I don't shop with anybody take Section 8 because I don't want to date nobody on it. I need that type of fucking shit. Nah, I'm good, sweetie. You need to step it up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You feel what the fuck I'm saying? And we can be real, we can not be
That's
real.
fair.
I'm just saying, step your
fair.
shit up.
Yeah.
You can't expect that level of shit if you shopping where the shit discounted.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm.
You got people
I'm telling you, man.
Ouch.
We can be honest. We can be real, all right?
Because we've all dealt with people who presented themselves as, you know, the Bugattis. You know what I'm saying? The Lambos, you know what I'm saying? The Maybachs and all that other stuff. But no, you got an 89 Corolla engine up under there. Like, what are we doing?
You gotta be able to discern. You gotta be able to discern when you meet somebody. You gotta be able to. Everybody has to be smart enough to know when you pick it up. You gotta know what a snake is.
Quickly.
When I start talking to people, I can spot the bullshit so fast that I already know. Nope, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And I already know I can put that son of a bitch in reverse quickly, get out that damn alleyway and keep it scooting. Because if you've lived long enough and you've dated enough, you already know that you can. Matter of fact, you can look at that bag and tell when it's fake when she walking up. You can tell a whole fake money thing if you look close enough and you listen to them talking. The whole outfit reeks. It tells me that you don't need to be that extra. There's no need. So people need to have a discernment along with their knowing what they're looking for to know when somebody's coming up to you with counterfeits.
Mm-hmm. And I wanted, and that honestly, that kind of came up last week. Someone had made the comment about, you know, if I think it was you, Brittany, about like you can't fault somebody for coming at if you're going after somebody who only wants you for your money. You can only expect them to only want you for your money. I mean, that's just the real of it. So, I mean, right. If you're going out here, you know what I'm saying, you try and trick off, you're gonna attract that energy.
Facts.
That's just it.
I was out with a male.
Facts, Charles.
Yeah. I was out with a male friend of mine recently, and we encountered some young ladies. And within a minute, I probably knew every portfolio he had, everything he owned. I mean, he put out there like I got money to set up money that, you know. I mean, he just told everything about what he has. Now, real or fake, that's what he did. Did he have it all? I'm gonna leave it there. But my whole thing was, you put yourself in a position with her for her to say, guess what? I'm gonna hit this nigga for his money because he's talking about it. Matter of fact, he gonna pay the bill tonight. He gonna buy the drinks. He gonna buy the shots. And so then when he gets his ass used, and when she realized that she went for the fucking money, guess what? Both of them got what they wanted. He wanted a shot of ass because
exactly what they were looking for.
He wanted a shot of the ass because he wanted to show how big he was with his fucking wallet, with his wad or whatever change he don't really have. And she was just like, oh, I'm looking for a nigga to pay these bills. So guess what? We good. None of that shit's going to be long term. But they can play it like that if they want to.
Robbery. Fair exchange is no robbery.
Right. Yeah. So I have a question. Then. As Black men, what has been your experience? Can you speak on your experience of the role of money in your overall dating and relationship experiences?
I ain't never had none.
Listen, I can tell you that I think as I've gotten older, I've hit 50. So to the quality of people that hit my circle are established enough to they grab a check. I mean, I was just out with a young lady the other night, and the bill came out to $900 and some dollars. She was like, "Don't worry about it; it's on my card already." And I was like, "No, we're not doing that. There's no need for you to do that." It was a group of a few of us, and she was, and and we grabbed the bill. At the same time, I've been out with people who are just quickly like, I ain't got nothing, and I'm going to see who is going to try to grab the bill because I'm going to try to put something on your check. So it just varies, and it again depends on, we know who they are, the quality, the class. There are those who are out there. I had a young lady at the bar just recently say, "Oh, can you buy me and my girlfriend a drink? You about to leave?" Well, damn. Like personally, wow.
So she outright asked you to buy her.
Wallahi, I swear to you, yes. Wow. And I was just like, you know what? Wow, just fucking wow. This never happened. I was just in the Middle East, and I'm gonna tell you, that would have never happened at any point in time in my life. It would be such shameful and disgraceful to their families, to themselves, that it would never happen. But I'm back in good old Baltimore, baby. So ain't no fucking shame. Baby's like, let's see if you got some money. I don't know. But that's what she did. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Here, give them two, whatever they want. And I'm ghost. Bye. Boo. See ya.
Man, well, goddamn.
I don't chalk that up to, again, because at the same time, in the same city, two different perspectives. In my circle, I know the ladies that I'm dealing with, yeah, they're good. I'm out at a bar. I don't know this young lady that asked me to buy her and her sister these drinks, because I was like, okay, wow, that's what we do. You already know me. That's what they do.
That's a wild situation, and it speaks to exactly where we are, where this disconnect is, and why we have it. Like the boldness to just honestly go and ask for what you want, or to see what you can get.
Right. It's my point.
It's bothersome. Because I'm like, how do we even get to the point where, you know what I'm saying, like we can't even have a conversation with each other without, what can I get out this sucker?
Sure.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways, from men and from women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because as men, we try and get in some cheeks. From women, they trying to, you know what I'm saying, get some bills paid, or, you know what I'm saying, trying to trick off, whatever. I don't know. Whatever.
I was taught mother may have, father may have, God bless the child that has his own. I've always tried to have my own, so I never asked for shit. But it's apparent that some people don't feel that way. They feel like, hey, because you're a dude, either you're going to grab this damn check or you should have it. If I ask you to buy me a drink, well, I know you're not, you should do it.
And that's why this show is so beneficial, because, you know, with the circle of women that I hang out with, we would never be as bold to say, oh, can you buy this? Can you do that? So it's interesting to hear that women just outright ask men for stuff and they don't even know you. So this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
So I mean, like you said, when you get that, I mean, it fosters that idea in men of like, well, shit, she really don't like me. She just want me for my cash, or she trying to see what she can get out of me. And so that in turn turns you into, well, shit, I'm gonna try to use her first. And then here we go. We're back in the cycle again, and nothing is being resolved. We're not talking to one another. We're not communicating. We're all about self, and we're all about trying to get to our next little nut. Whatever that nut is, we're all trying to get to it.
So can I say something?
Go ahead.
So I've been sitting back listening, trying to get game from, you know, the men on the show. And it makes it seem like for me that I don't even want to date, because when you ask me, you know, how I feel about like the dating scene, what word I would use, I would say new. And the reason why I said new is obviously, like I said, I'm recently divorced. I'm well versed in dating, but I'm well versed in dating that one person. So we were together for 10 years. So like my perception of dating is nothing but positive. since I've been single, I've been on a few dates. And I can't sit here and cap and say that, I haven't, women haven't, just used me for a food date or whatever the case may be. But like, that's what comes with it sometimes. Like, I take that on the chin as a man, and I don't hold it against anyone. Because at the end of the day, if anything, what therapy taught me is like, you got, instead of pointing fingers, point thumbs, point it right back at you. Like, don't be pointing at other people. Like, nobody can use you unless you want to be used. So like, where I hear like, the young ladies were bold, the young ladies were bold enough to ask for a drink. I mean, I actually applaud them for being bold. I don't have to buy it though. So I can't then be mad at the young ladies after I buy them a drink. Like, man, you believe she got the nerve to ask me to buy her a drink after I just paid $30 for two $15 drinks? Like, I can easily be like, you know what? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know you, and I'm about to leave. You have a good night, and go about my business. So at the end of the day, men and women, everybody's trying to get something. Like you said, somebody's trying to get cheeks, somebody's trying to get bills, hair, all that good stuff. At the end of the day, I think it was what Claude said. Everybody's broken in some form of fashion. And what we all need to do is sit down with ourselves, like he said, or sit down with someone, really put everything on the table. And once we understand ourselves and we're 100% happy with ourselves, then when we go out into the dating world, we won't be looking at it as using people for anything because we're happy with ourselves. So anything that anybody else brings just brings additional happiness. And right now, I feel like men and women are looking for validation or happiness or some fill of a void by dating. And because that's what they're doing, they're not communicating effectively, and they're not doing it with good intention. And that's why our women are saying, oh, well, this guy's doing this and guys are treating me like this, because they're going at it for something specific, not for a long-term thing, but for something very specific. If it's cheeks, if it's just a pretty woman on my arm, if it's just somebody just to fill the time, it's something specific. And once you don't fit that mold, then you are disposable. But that's the reason why people are doing that is because they're not happy with themselves, comfortable with themselves, or address themselves to make sure that when they do step out into the dating world, that they're doing it with intention, that they clearly and effectively communicate, and that, you know what I'm saying, that they just have positive vibes. I have 11 younger sisters. I don't disrespect no woman, because if I do that, then I can't get mad at the young homie who disrespect my sister. So with that being said, I'm listening and I'm peeping game, but now I'm sitting back like, maybe I should just sit back and not date, because it don't sound like it's too sweet out there.
Hey, look, don't let a rough game stop you from playing. You got to still play, because not everybody's out there. Not everybody. I mean, I tell the story about the one, the one sister who asked for her to buy the drink for her sister. Her sister may not have asked that same thing, but she did take the drink. And hey, look, I did it because it's not a big thing or whatever. But you can find anything out there. Again, it's where you shop. It's know where you sitting and know the caliber of the clientele that's coming in there. So it's discernment, man. You gotta know what's around you, what's happening. And I knew where I was. I could expect that element. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised by it at all. I could look at it and tell that was the element when I looked at it, So yeah.
So here's
don't be discouraged.
Here's a question from Tiara, and I'm gonna go first, because the question is, do guys talk about this with their guy friends?
Great question, Tiara.
I'm saying, for me in my circle, iron sharpens iron. Listen, my group of brothers, we check each other. When we wrong, we wrong. When you right, you right. It is what it is. So we always have the talks about, either a new lady in our life or what have you, or some issue that we having, and we talk about it. We, we're not just co-signing to bullshit. We're gonna make sure, like, look, if you come to me and you say, man, I'm having an issue with this lady, blah blah blah, I'm gonna be like, give me the whole story, not your side, not just what she did to you. Give me the whole shit. And I'm gonna tell you either you right or you wrong, or to walk away or to keep fighting. And I'm gonna be, and to be 100% transparent, I was one of those. I had an issue with my lady early on. I was fucking up. They all got on my ass. Don't get me wrong. I was upset with myself because I was fucking up. But the way they came down on me, it made me appreciate them so much more. Like I felt like that was love. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, if we don't have that type of like, I'm gonna call you on your bullshit between the circle of brothers that we have, you ain't nothing but a bunch of enablers who are going around perpetuating this same beta male shit that keeps going around. And this is why the women are saying that dating is trash, complicated, exhausting, confusing, and ghetto. That's the problem.
Yeah, we talk about it. I mean, you know, it's I definitely recall putting one of my friends in a vehicle with me and his and a couple of his other close friends and saying, yo, this is a tough conversation. I know you don't want to hear it. And it actually cost us our friendship in the long run. But it was what it was, because the whole situation was when he was single, we allowed everything that happened. Once he got married and we were like, yo, you can't bring the side piece to my crib anymore because the other fellas with their women know that you married and know that's disrespectful. So we called him out. Then the situation happened where he was just fucked up by the whole situation. I'm sorry, I just used you know. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. All right. Cool. I didn't know. So yeah, he was fucked up by the whole situation, and basically accused us of what he called an ambush. And it wasn't an ambush. It was just like, look, we're gonna call you on your bullshit, and basically say, hey, look, do the right thing, bro. Time to let the shy game go. Mind your thing. But if you're gonna do it, don't do it in a group. He didn't like that shit, and he was like, yo, man, fuck all y'all. And I was like, wow, okay.
Gotta go.
What I say all the time, y'all, keep your dirt clean. If you're going to do it right.
Keep your dirt clean.
Just keep it in the closet, in your own closet. Don't bring it in my living room.
Don't even tell me about it.
Trying to get it out of my living room.
Because now I got responsibility. Because if I like your wife or your fiance, if she's clean people's, how the fuck am I supposed to sit at Thanksgiving with her knowing damn well you about to dip out, talking about you going to get some more ice and you going to go drop off some dick? There's no way.
So you can't.
The crazy part about it is how they always seem to find you to be the enemy in that situation. I had one of my homies recently tell me, true story. He said he went, got some head from one chick, got some pussy from another chick, then had sex with this girl that same night. I'm like, boy, you wildin'. That's stupid. You dumb. You crazy. What's wrong with you? 2 days later, he hits me up. He's like, you think she cheating on me? He sends me a screenshot, her saying she gonna stay out a little bit later tonight. I said, yeah. No, yeah. Dog, she cheating. Yeah, dog. You think she don't?
Absolutely. I hope she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I help her.
Nigga, do you think water wet? Is water wet, nigga? Like, come on, what's wrong with you? Like, and it's just one of those things where, like, as a young man, maybe I subscribe to some bullshit, but as you say, like, iron sharpening iron, just want to be better individuals. How the fuck can I really sit back and progress when we got these little stupid ass games like this going on? Like, come on, man. We can't even be. I hate the fact that I'm a talker, so I hate when I got to be like, which one is this one? Can I say this? Who is we can say this one? Like, come on, dog. Like, when the fuck does this get old to you? Like, we got to relearn a whole code of speaking every time. Like, my nigga, come on, bro. Bring just one around me. Because I ain't going to bring none around you. It's good.
Yeah.
Friends talk too much anyways. So,
no.
Yeah, I had to learn that, you know what I'm saying? It was a time where I was just like, oh, I got another one, you know what I'm saying? But then it just got so annoying.
Redundant.
It was just like, yo, don't bring no more around. So I'm like, all right, cool, you right. You right. I'm just gonna mind my business.
Yeah.
My G, how many of those ones did you bring around because you really just wanted to flies in front of your boys, or because you was really feeling like the man?
Here I come.
Yeah, I get tired of grown men. I get tired of grown men flogging for other grown men. This is weird.
Claude
I don't like that bullshit. I don't like this bullshit. Grown men out here doing other things for grown men to impress other grown men with other grown women. This shit is weird, and I don't understand what the fuck's going on. I really appreciate y'all grown men to stop doing that shit. Stop doing that shit. Is weird, dog. I don't subscribe to that shit. It's weird. I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. Sorry, I just had to say that. Sorry.
I love it. I love it.
I've done
this question right here, Tierra. I have to personally thank you for this question. Tierra's one of my good girlfriends that I went to high school with. I'm in a group chat with her, Ania, and Tasha, and you know, I love the fact that you all talk to your friends like we talk to ours, not just to, you know, iron sharpen iron, but to also encourage, because dating from a Black woman's perspective and from a Black man's perspective is exhausting and it's draining, and you don't want to become this bitter person. So sometimes you need to tell your friends these stories so that they can uplift you and replenish whatever that person took away from you, so that you don't go out here putting pee in the pool. For example, if you're so tired of going on dates with women, you know what? F women. I'm going to just take them to Burger King. No, that's what your dogs are for. Like, dogs. She didn't do that to you.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't take what you should have done on that last one out on this one.
Yeah. Now don't try with your, but don't drag your dirty laundry to my house, and don't bring your trash to my door.
Absolutely.
My thing is all of us have been through something. People ask me, you know, I've had situations. I mean, ugly, just ugly relationship wise, but it's not something where I drag into the next relationship or judge the next person by what you did to me. You did to me, not your cousin, not your sister, not the next lady. So I'm not going to hold her accountable for my past. I'm not going to hold her accountable for my expectations. I'm going to hold her accountable for whatever interactions, whatever we have. That's what happens in that. That's where that is. It's 100 at the start, and it'll go from there. So no, you can't be dragging that stuff from relationship to relationship. That's not healthy.
Right. And I agree, man. I'd say that was a huge lesson. And I think all of us here had to learn at one point, you know what I'm saying? Because all we're doing is just like we talked about early in the conversation. That's self-sabotage. Like, we're not dealing with our own shit. We haven't healed from the last person who hurt us.
Yeah.
And there's a huge misnomer that I think that women don't seem to get when it comes to that. Like, you know, they like to talk about our past hurt, or like our, you know, familial hurt or something like that. But, you know, when we're in relationships, you know what I'm saying? When men get into relationships, like, we are actually making that choice. That is a real decision to make. And then when that relationship ends, yes, there's hurt behind it. There's pain behind it. There's lingering feelings. There's things that we have to process. But, you know, if we don't process it correctly, like, ain't no pussy like new pussy, and then we fall into the trap again, and then we're just perpetuating things.
Charles.
And I think women need to understand, like, okay, like, don't just be like, well, I'm not, you know, that other shit. Okay, great. Like, we understand that, but we still have to go and learn and have to heal at the same time as getting to know you, learning how to love you, learning how to be with you. And it gets lost in the sauce because, you know what I'm saying, like, unfortunately, sometimes we all go into like new relationships without actually healing, and we need to figure that out first. I think that's my main point. We need to figure that part out first.
Charles, that's a word.
We go into anything else, because you know, we want companionship. Like, everybody wants companionship. Everybody wants to have somebody that they can chill with, that they can, you know, be themselves around and everything. But if you're still holding on to old shit, you're doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing that young lady a disservice.
That's facts. That's facts on facts. Because I think I hate the fact that as a man, you know, in previous relationships, holding women's past against them, like on some young boy shit.
Yeah. So I'm talking a lot, but I'll be quiet after this question. I just want to hear this from all the fellas. If it doesn't work out, I'm just curious. Do you give yourself a time frame before you meet somebody else, or what's your go-to when things don't quite work out with your last partner? Is it let me dive into some new poochie, or do you take some time to heal? Just curious.
I think that all depends on where a man is in the phase in his life. Like, you know, when I was 18 years old, oh, that's some new pussy next week. Don't even worry about it. As soon as you leave about this motherfucker, somebody else coming through. 21, same way. 24, 25, them wheels start to get a little fuzzy, but you still in the game.
It's a little pause. Right. It's a little pause.
Closer to 30, when them knees start popping, when you wake up in the morning and your back start hurting a little bit, you start realizing it's a little harder to pick some of these baggage up. And that's what women is, sometimes baggage. So it all depends on what age you are in life and what phase, because money plays a big part too. If I got money,
I don't, you know, for me,
where we at tonight?
my man, that's funny. I don't. You know what? Hey, that's real talk, brother. That's real talk.
That's real.
I don't think. I don't know. Were you finished, Rob? I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead, finish. Go ahead, you good.
Yeah, no. I mean, rebound time. I mean, I'm so slow entering into anything now because I filter. I got a big ass filter. So for me, like I'm just filtering a lot of stuff. I don't move into it as fast. It's like now, my brother, one of my older brothers and I, we were talking the other day, and it was like, you know, things that we would hit the next day, we take a whole lot of time. We decide on whether or not we're going to do it because we know what we do to something that we run into. Like, you know, like if you cause them shivers and it shakes, and you know what that brings out the crazies, you know, you don't want to do that. So you take your time now. At a certain age, you don't just jump back into it and you just say, you know what, I'm not going to go there with you because, you know, I don't want to. I'm at a point in my life. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want you calling me saying that I hurt you. I've gotten phone calls that said, you know what you did to me, and I never realized it. And I don't want those calls anymore. So what I do now is I screen it to the point where you gonna have to come. You gonna have to let me know that you okay what you about to get before you get it, and you're not gonna put it on me when it's done. That's where I am.
Claudio, what you got?
The man's been on point all night. I really don't know how to follow up after all these gentlemen after that, man. Honestly, like you said, it comes with age, with experience. I will say this: if in any situation that you're in at any age, whatever relationship it is, if you come out of it and you don't learn anything, then it was a waste of time. Everything that we do, we are learning something, not just about that person. See, a lot of people think that when they have something that goes shitty, oh, what did I do? It was wrong. No, stop. You got to change your perspective on shit. So instead of think of it, what did I fuck up? It's like, no, what did you learn? Because you just walked out of this with some lessons that you don't even realize going to come in handy 4 years down the road. You see what I mean? So at 40 years old now, with two sons, how I have to think about how I handle situations now are completely different than what I would have did 4, 5, and even 10 years ago. Because where I was at in the mindset at 20 years old is nowhere near where I am right now with what I know now that I didn't then. Now I am more apt to actually think about how my repercussions affect someone before where I didn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, a lot of people, man, that karma shit is real. And I mean, it's all trying to really balance yourself.
And it takes I think the biggest part of it, especially for not just us as men who all right now probably on this page are in the same age demographic where we were raised up as men don't cry, men don't talk about their emotions. We don't suck that shit the fuck up. We don't cry when we bleed. You fell and banged your fucking knee. All right, get the fuck up and go man the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's how we were raised. You know what I mean? Eat steak, potatoes, and a fucking vegetable. Throw some gravy on that shit and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and have a fucking drink with it. That's how we were raised. Like, men, we have been programmed from birth, a whole generation, to think a certain way. And now you're starting to see that other demographic of the men that were raised by nothing but women. Okay. So now you're getting into the whole different even demographic of men. Okay. So that's a whole nother thing you have to take into effect too in the dating world in itself, is that you have a whole generation of men that think totally different than the other one. Okay. Yeah. And our whole perspective is different on it now. Yeah. So yes, at the age I'm at now, no, I would not handle half the shit that I did at my age then the way I would now. No, because I've learned from it. Yeah. But it takes a lot of swallowing your ego and your pride to understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Is a lot of people don't know how to look in the mirror and just say, "All right, I'm fucked up, and this is why. And goddamn, I need to fix it."
Yeah. And to Claude's point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say to Claude's point. One of the ways I actually got clean off alcohol was I read a meditation book, and they said your ego and your pride are two of the heaviest things you own. Once you take those things off, you'll figure out how light life really is. And I say that to myself every time. That's your ego and your pride. Them things so heavy, dog. Yeah. You really don't need them, bro. You need integrity.
Ruin your life,
you need integrity, and you need honesty. You need loyalty. You need those things. But that ego and that pride, what are you doing with that, bro? You know how many dumb things you did for your ego, for your for nothing. Yeah. Those really that's what remember I said
cause you to waste a lot of money and time.
That's what I said earlier when I said hoopla.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Dating, that's why dating is hoopla. I feel like as a black man, because a lot of black men are putting out a bunch of hoopla. You trying to attract the gold, you trying to get a Michelle Obama. You out here throwing out city boy, hot boy vibes, bro. You gotta do better, fool. You gotta do better. I don't know what you're doing, but you gotta do better. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, so, you have a solicitation for getting a phone number.
Well, who's that directed at?
And she is so beautiful. Tiara is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm not being biased, but she's a big deal. She's bomb. I mean, this conversation, wow. Yeah, the reception of these women in these comments, they're loving your honesty. They are loving it. They're eating it up. So, I mean, you all seem like really good guys. I need to hear like a horror story, because dating ain't sweet. So I need to hear that it's not sweet. You have to show me that it's not sweet.
Give us a parameter, and I guarantee you, we all have a story within that parameter.
Tell us a story. Last week we got horror stories. This week I want to hear the horror stories.
Lord have mercy.
I want to be scared.
I mean,
I want to
be scared. But you know what?
That's too wide of a game. That's too wide of a parameter. That's too wide of a.
No, we didn't have parameters last week. We didn't have parameters.
I got one. So one. Trying to make sure the statute of limitations are passed, but so I was dating this person, and needless to say, it wasn't really going well. We were having our issues, but we decided to go on a trip. This actually sparked how my podcast got started, the events that occurred here. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know that this person's a cousin who was a part of affiliated with a certain gang was coming to a party. And, whatever, I don't care. I honestly did not care. And I didn't know that the cousin knew that me and the girl were having issues. So cousin came, introduced himself. I introduced myself. Obviously, alcohol got flowing. The night kept going. Something got brought up about so-and-so, so-and. I'll whoop a motherfucker's ass name, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me? Says what? Said person yells out their gang, blah, blah, blah. I'm drunk as a skunk. It don't really matter. One thing led to another. And the cousin pulled out a gun. And before he could do anything crazy, someone came and grabbed him, But I did still proceed to slap him. And that's where I kind of overdrew my line. Because I was like, bro, you pulled out a gun. You think this man ain't crazy enough to come back and shoot you? So Anyways, long story short, I lived with that person for 2 months after that, and then I moved out without a 30-day notice. I just gave her the 2 months rent, and then just moved out. And someone shot out my window, and so yeah, that was my last relationship. How that ended with a black woman. So I don't date women from the islands anymore since then. Yeah.
Amen. Amen and amen. Because good Lord.
Yeah. Don't slap men who pull out pistols, ladies and gentlemen. They are pretty fucking crazy.
Wow.
Okay, I got a wild one. And I told this story before in a group, but I don't think I've ever told the story here on DU.
Well, let me see if I know this. Do I know this?
You might know this story. I don't know if I told you. I don't even know if I told you this. All right, so met this chick online, right? We talked for a little bit. Everything was kind of cool. We decided to go ahead and go out after I got off work. So I met her at the restaurant that was down the street from my job. The first red flag, I really should have walked away right then and there from the very first red flag, but I was like, nah, I'm good. We sitting at the table. And it's a pretty decent restaurant. The chick pulls out a big ass fifth of Bacardi Gold out her damn bra and proceeds to swig this motherfucker at the table.
Exit right. No, done.
Bacardi Gold?
That's gonna be one Guac 3000 right there.
Done.
You'd have thought my dumb ass would have just been like,
yeah. I'm out.
This ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I left my keys in my car. My car was running. I'll be back.
Gotta see one through, my boy. Gotta see that one through.
You gotta see it through because now you like this morbid curiosity is going on in your fucking head now. So now you just like
keep it real. I love it. Keep it real.
Where the hell is this gonna go?
I would have did it. That's a Goosebumps story right there in the making.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you, it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse.
Got me hostage.
All right, so check it. All right, so we leave the restaurant. I'm really just like, this is some weird shit. What am I doing? So she drove. At the time, I was in between cars. I was getting ready to buy a new one or whatever, and this chick drove like a bat out of hell. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, she ignored every rule of the road. I mean, blew through red lights, stop signs, guilds, whatever. She didn't give a damn. I'm like, okay, this is red flag 4 through 9.
Oh, wow. 4 through 9.
And I'm still here. Okay, fine.
By the grace of God, you're still
By the grace of God. Thank you, Father. You saw fit to hold on to this fool one more day.
I needed my co-host.
So we get back to my place or whatever. So again, the Bacardi Gold bottle is getting low at this point. So we're both dripping on it. So things are getting a little intimate or whatever. We take to the bedroom, whatever. Jesus Christ.
I'm so nervous.
Listen, we into it or whatever, and she stops right in the middle of where we were. Kind of gets up on her knees, so because I'm standing on the floor, she's on the bed. She, gets on my knees, so we're eye to eye. She slaps me hard as shit. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Hard. And I was just like. Between the alcohol and the blood not being in my head at the moment, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So
BDSM, that's cool.
So she was just like, "Do you hate me?" I was like, "What?" She was like, "Do you hate me?"
Oh shit.
I'm like, I'm upset with you. I'm pissed. Why the fuck would you hit me? Well, then fuck me like you hate me. I'm sorry. What?
Do you still have an Instagram?
Damn.
Needless to say,
what's the problem?
Needless to say, this bullshit went on for a few weeks. I mean, she was on some wild ass shit. Like, she would cook and then she would make me plates like this goddamn high. Like, what the fuck are you trying to do to me? Like, no, there's just no way. Brother, I had to get that chick out I had to get it out of my face. I was on the phone one day with my mom, just having a nice little conversation. You know, when you talk to your mom, it takes a little bit. She kept calling. I'm like, yo, I'm on the phone. When I say 10 minutes later, she was at my door. This motherfucker lives behind security. I was at the time living across the street from Good Sam. How the fuck you get from security to my house in 10 minutes? I had to let her go. I was done. I was absolutely done.
Charles, what you just did was let go of a woman who would have took a murder case for you. You, sir, had messed up.
You know what? I'm gonna need both of y'all to go to therapy. I'm gonna need both of y'all to enter into the same therapy. The fact that you kept her when she pulled that bottle out of her damn titty.
That's what I'm saying. You was
Charles,
already
we need to talk. No, Charles. And you said this went on for weeks, Charles.
Yeah.
We need to talk, brother. You know, no, bro, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Willie Nelson said you got to know when to hold up, when to fold up, walk away, when to run. That was a run.
That was in my former life. That was in my former life, yo. That was long time ago.
He's cool with me.
Yo, no, not out of the bar. No.
What if she poured it into a glass, Dwight? Is she better?
Listen, no. Out of your purse on the side discreetly, I'm good. Maybe, but damn.
She must have had some big old jugs then. If she could hide a fifth.
Yeah, but still, that's fine. I had a big old jugs, but damn.
I'm just messing with y'all. I'm back.
No, that wouldn't have lasted. That would have been a wrap. That would have been a wrap. I had old crazy. I was out with my employees one evening, and she was out of town. So she comes back in town and goes right by my house. Realized there's a car parked outside. Starts blowing me up. Where are you? I said, I'm out with my employees. Okay, motherfucker. Why is there a car parked outside? It's one of my employees' cars. She lives close by. She rode with me. Yeah, you out with one of these bitches. That's all right. I'm at your house. I'm gonna go up. I said, you don't even have the key to go. I'm gonna break the damn door down. You probably up in there. And I was like, don't listen. I'm out. Don't do nothing crazy. I'm trying to calm the situation down. Come back with my employee. Fast forward. She didn't let the air out. I thought she cut the tire. She didn't let the air out. Fully, I come back. The whole confrontation starts where we're out there. I'm like, you know what? You got to leave because you're not coming to my house. You didn't, coming after my employee. My employee is scared. I'm like, I get her to her car. She goes on. She's driving and she calls me. She goes, I'm losing control of my car. My tires are flat. I didn't notice the tires were flat at the time. And I was like, okay. I said, call your boyfriend because he has a tow truck. I said, let him know. And I said, and I'm going to meet you down there. I said, I'm calling the police now because I got to deal with this thing getting out of my property. Yeah, that was that. That was the end of that.
Did your employee look you in the eyes after that day? Because I would.
Yeah, because you know what? To be honest, probably like Charles, I didn't run fast. I was out with my employees another time.
Don't cover me in my old times.
I had been out with my employees another time, and I didn't tell her where I was going, but I don't know. Somehow she ended up, in that same area. So they kind of knew that I was dealing with somebody that liked to, I don't know how she would figure out. I don't know if she was messaging I don't know what she was doing to figure out where I was. But she showed up. She didn't make a scene, but she showed up there. So they kind of knew. And I told them, I said, you know what? I said, this girl is very possessive. But I had to just, at that point, that was the final straw. That was the second time where, she made this crazy appearance. But that whole letting the air out and then, wanting to fight me in my yard and work at my house, it was too much. So I let it go.
Did you have sex with this woman? If that question is too intrusive, let me know.
No, it's not too intrusive. No, that was the problem. Yes, I'd had a lot of sex with her. And that was She was just like, "Oh, you done." She was like, "You done."
Ladies beware. Okay.
He was like, "You done did it now."
Listen,
Like, and she
I don't
said,
know
"You
how
know,
to
just so you know, just so you know, this shit. I'm a crazy motherfucker for this shit." So I was like, "Yeah."
Ladies,
so that's why I said,
you
now
ain't
you got to
believe
know, huh?
You ain't believe her crazy.
No, honestly, I didn't. You know, when somebody tell you they're crazy, like you got to be joking. I thought she was joking, but no, she was dead serious. Like,
No, I had to learn that shit the hard way too. Yeah, nah.
yeah,
Chick tell you she crazy, that hoe crazy.
yeah. No, she was definitely crazy.
And you
Oh
had
my
good
God.
ding-a-ling. Hello. Woohoo.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you,
Whoa.
man. I'll tell you, I had to learn to stop giving out level 5, yo. I had to learn that. I was just like,
That's what I was saying earlier. You know, that's
I'm
what I
out
was
here
saying earlier. You got to know. You got to know that level of what you do so that you don't do it. So sometimes you just gotta look at it and walk away because you already know you can't do that, because if you do that, you're gonna bring this. Like it's gonna, it's gonna trigger that shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Time out. I gotta address this. Hold on. Wait a minute. Time out. What? I'm sorry, what? We make y'all crazy?
Tasha says men make women crazy. Take accountability.
Let me tell you something.
Excuse me.
There's a chart that came out maybe about 5-6 years ago. I mean, need you to go and take a look at that. All y'all start at a 4. Okay, I need y'all to understand that. Y'all start at a 4.
What do you mean you start at a 4?
The crazy starts at a 4, level 4, like level 4.
Oh, that chart, I seen that. That's funny.
You've seen it.
You need to share that in the group.
Yes.
Share that on the page tomorrow, Charles.
The crazy
chart. I seen that recently.
You know,
that is hilarious.
You can't be giving out. So you gave her level 5. Did you know that she could handle level 5, or were you just?
No, that was. I mean, when you deal with somebody, that's just that's normal. That's what you do. And if you're level 5, you level 5. But I didn't realize that it was going to bring that out to where you're going all of a sudden just start sitting in my driveway, showing up at my house, fucking with my employees, and then just becoming combative about who I'm talking to. Yeah, I didn't realize. I didn't realize that was going to do that.
Was that an ego booster for you? Like when women
no. Does
it make you feel like, I got to
draw back?
In my 20s it was. In my 20s it was. Listen, let me tell you some real shit.
And that's an urban legend that we as men are taught, that you think you want to just knock the bottom out of every woman. No, dog. You do not.
I would deliver a 1 and be good if it would just keep you on Main Street flowing straight.
Listen,
if level 5 brings the crazy out, I don't want to give it to you.
I thought it was my duty to
please that booty. Yeah.
Yes, but no.
We'll touch on that. We touch on that on the men and the women show, because the reason why a lot of us go crazy over 5 is because there are a lot of 1s that we're getting.
But see, here's my thing. My only confusion is I got the MJ mentality. Exactly. I got the MJ mentality. This flu game, I'm finna come in there and drop 63 every time. Okay? What are we doing?
With the flu and everything. I don't care.
It's a lot of 1s. We're getting a lot of 1s.
So how am I supposed to know you out here playing with clarinets and I come in with trombone?
Yeah.
I'm bringing my bassoon and you up here playing with.
How am I supposed to know? What I'm gonna ask? I ain't gonna ask. How weird would that be? Just give me an average. You get embarrassed so quickly. No.
Yeah.
No.
We'll discuss that next week. Claude, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So we're talking about bad experiences.
Yes.
Sir.
I'm gonna keep it quick and short, because when I say this, there really won't be much more explanation to it. I could probably say, and it's been a long time since it happened, I'd say the worst experience I had was a chick told me that I wasn't black enough. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I get a little context? I mean, that's a very loaded statement, and it's very offensive.
Yeah,
very offensive.
It is. So Charles has known me probably the longest out of everybody on here, and he knows I'm mixed. My father's white, my mother's black. and I've always considered myself black. And this female in particular questioned my blackness, if I guess you could say at the time, at that time when that would have been a thing before it was a thing. Mm-hmm. And she felt that I was not black enough as far as my characteristics, my personality as such. And that's why she couldn't be with me. Yeah.
Send her packing.
Yeah. Oh no. And mind you, but this is the thing. So the universe always makes everything happen when it's supposed to happen, how it's supposed to happen. And I'm a firm believer in that. People call it God, the force of nature, whatever the fuck you want to believe. Yeah. Either way, the way the magnetic forces work us all out and puts us on our adventures, it does it for a reason. And when that happened to me, it fucked me up so bad. I went on a war path. Mm-hmm. And I mean, atom bomb style, man. You like Charles know me, man. Like you know, I fucked shit up and I did it bad and didn't give a fuck about people's emotions. And it was because of that one particular person. And it took me a long time to deal with that. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's people don't realize, I think, what can trigger a person to go into their behavioral pattern of destruction for a long time.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, that's good.
And I can honestly say it was a lot of my fault for letting her have that control of me by letting that statement control me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand that was the biggest problem. Was not only did I let this person with that one statement control me for years without them even being in the picture, that was what fucked me up the most when I realized how much power that statement gave them, and they didn't realize it. And it took me a long time to realize that certain situations I would get myself into, I was always trying to adjust when I didn't need to. And I think a lot of people will do that. And I think online dating for people makes that a lot easier and harsh as opposed to where you used to meet someone in person. So you get the vibe off of them right away. There's no bullshit because it's right there in front of them. Nobody can think that quick to make up some real shit unless they're a fucking psycho. You know what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? Like online, people got time to prep their bullshit and make themselves look good and go through a lot of extra shit. You meet somebody randomly at Target at fucking 11 o'clock midday, that that's a person that's actually got some good shit.
That's the person. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's a person doing some real shit. People can sit online and have their fucking same picture, look they're good on all that shit all goddamn day. But you catch them on, a Tuesday when they haven't shaved in 3 days or whatever the fuck and see how they really look. That's a totally different goddamn story. Not everybody looks like Friday every day. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So but yeah, that was I can admit that was one that screwed me up for a while, and put me through the paces, man. And it was bad path of destruction. It took me a minute to fix myself after that, mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
I got a real question. And I saw this online, and it just really made me pause. And I want to ask all the fellas here, in your relationships or situationships or dating experiences or whatever, have you ever felt like you were liked?
Like she likes me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's the one I still have a hard time getting over, because I didn't realize what it was like to be actually liked until I realized what it was like not to be liked. You feel me? So and that's really one I still struggle with as well, because you can, man, I'm telling you, the good ones, they only come around ever so often, man. You try your hardest, you try to duplicate them. You try to duplicate them. You see like one little thing and shorty, and you like, yeah, she used to do that, and then you realize it's not her, and then you realize you fucked up by trying to recreate somebody and somebody else, and then you realize you doubled down by fucking that up, and now that person's become the person you miss. And now you just out there without a paddle, dog.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, you realize you liked when you realize you're not liked. That's another trick they didn't tell you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What about you, Dwight?
Honestly, so rephrase the part again. I got interrupted. Somebody just popped in on me, and I missed part.
In all in your relationships or your situationships or your dating experiences, have you ever felt liked?
Felt what?
Liked. Liked. Liked.
Liked? Like, what do you mean? Like,
so okay, it's easy to love someone.
Exactly.
It's easy
okay,
to
gotcha.
need someone. It's easy for all of that, but to actually be liked, because I don't think us as men, we are given that emotion or that characteristic a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I felt liked and I felt loved. I think a lot of times for me, it kind of it's been kind of scary. Sometimes it's moved too fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've definitely have okay. Oh, you didn't have to bring it back. All right. It has definitely sometimes moved too fast, but I don't know. I think even when I talk about a crazy girl with my employee, she was definitely somebody that was who meant well, who wanted to do, who wanted to show me like, look, I'll fight for you. I'll show you, like, rah rah. Just too much. It's overkill, and you don't. And there's certain things you don't do to people, and there's certain things you get to know me and understand. I wasn't playing you when I said I'm out with my. You know the level. You know what work I do. You know who I am, and you know that if you're coming to stay at my place, or even if you can show up, well, you have a key or not. You don't need to go flattening tires or fighting other females. You know what I mean? I don't put you in that. I don't put people in that predicament, in that situation. I've been friend zoned with somebody that I like, and that's fine. And I quickly say, hey, guess what? That's where you put me. I'm good. You losing out, so I'm cool. I can stay in the friend zone. We'll be cool. I've had people I've had a girl after a month, she's like, I'm buying a wedding dress. And I'm like, oh, where you get that from? That's too fast. Like, we're not doing that. So yeah, it's been a range of a spectacle. But I definitely felt liked.
Okay. Claude?
Yes, I definitely understand that feeling, and yes, I felt it. Yes.
That's good. I mean, it's a powerful thing, because we're always expected to love our women regardless of whatever their situation is, and we're supposed to just accept that within reason, of course. But it's rare, I would say, when we get that kind of reciprocating feelings back. And yes, like Dwight said, it can be scary to actually have somebody like really give a damn about you. Be like, nah, what you want? Because we're so used to having that. Like, why are you? What do you need? How much is it going to cost? Like, how much of my time is going to be used when doing this or whatever. So I asked that question because it really resonated with me, and it wasn't until my current relationship that I understood what it meant to like be liked. I was just like, yeah, like this woman loves me, this woman cares for me, but this woman likes me, like as a person, as a human being, as a man, as a brother, as a son, as she understands all of those things that make up me, and she allows for me to that freedom to be all of the things that encompasses me. And I'm like, it took a while for me to be like, not like side eye her a little bit, like, what do you really?
Who sent you?
Who sent you?
Wow. Claim that, relish it, relish it. I mean, I've had even a friend, someone that I dismissed the relationship with, and I fell on a rocky road, and to the point where I didn't ask. She was like, she would ask me sometimes, "Are you good?" And one time she couldn't pay my damn mortgage.
Wow.
To just like, yo, I don't know where you are situationally, but something just told me, and didn't ask me, honest to God. And you know what? and put money in my hand, left money at my house. Like, hey, look, you know, you not haven't been doing what you've been doing. You haven't been flowing like you've been flowing. Didn't ask me for it back. Didn't ask me for anything from it. You know what I'm saying? And we still maintain a friendship, a mutually reciprocal, platonic friendship to this day. So, you know, everything is not doom and gloom to me. Yes, I've had the crazy sugar in my tank, bust out the windows, flatten tires, and, you know, want to shoot me, kill me kind. But at the same time, I'm talking sister born and raised in Baltimore. It's like, yo, I got you. We friends. You good?
It's something important. I mean, because the ladies talked about it last week about the importance of having like the platonic relationship, especially for the ones of opposite sex. And and Dwight, I'm telling you, you just made a beautiful segue into the next question. How important is it to you as a man to have female friends, real platonic friendship?
Everything.
And also, how is it played out in your relationships with other women that you're dealing with?
Everything. And you know what? Any woman who's known me now for any period of time will know this to be the truth. I value. I'm currently just, you know, like I told you, let's come back in the country. I'm staying at a friend of mine's house. We have a platonic relationship. And other females who want to date me, who want to see me, who know me, know that, you know, that I'm staying there. Some have invited me to stay, you know, at their place, you know, blah, 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 whatever. I'm friends with her boyfriend. It's not even a problem with him. And, you know, this is one of the things that I credit to having quality friends that say to me, hey, I got your back. You coming back into town? What are you going to do? I have a house. Yes, I have tenants in my house. You know what I'm saying? I'll wait a period. You know, hey, stay with me. You good. I got you anything you need. You know what I mean? So it's everything to me to have. It's not ruined by sex. It's not ruined by misleadings. It's not ruined by lies. It's not, I don't have to sneak in and out of the house. I don't have to say I'm doing this, I'm not doing that and the other. No, it's a genuine quality friendship that has been since 2003.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
And might I add, a beautiful, well-educated sister with her own shit, with a lot going on, where, you know, in the beginning, you know, a lot of people were like, yo, you ain't blah, 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 blah. You don't smash everything. You can't go wrecking everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen, the power in that, my brother Dwight, the power play in having good female friends. Because I tell everybody, if you want to get in, you got to get female friends. Like, for real. My life, listen, the last 3 years of my alcoholism, the last 3 years were the worst. Not because it was just the worst. I lost all my female friends. I didn't have not one female friend. See, the thing was, I would go with my boys. I would get drunk. And then after we get drunk, we would just do whatever we acted upon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I had my female friends, I would usually have one of them to call to be like, yo, first and foremost, I don't even know why I'm driving. I shouldn't be driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the best state right now. So she probably going to tell me pull over. And we're going to sit there and talk it out. 35, 45 minutes. Once I lost that, you know, that ace, once I lost that playing card, my life started to spiral down the motherfucking drain. I just could not understand why I couldn't comprehend what I couldn't comprehend. Now, listen, you got to at least have one solid female friend, because she's going to tell you how it's going on that side. Because your homeboy sometimes going to blindly lead you. Sometimes, you know, depending on what the situation is and where they sit in their life. Because it depends on what they do in their life, you know. But your female friend going to at least try to stay. For example, I was talking to one of my female friends. She had to explain to me, no, Pooch, we don't call women that no more. Oh, okay. I didn't know that term wasn't cool no more. You know, see, just something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not hip to everything. But as Dwight was saying, that the platonic thing is huge, because I think it shows other women. It shows other women that you're trustworthy. You know, like only an immature woman's gonna get mad at you for having female friends. You mean to tell me your man ain't got one female that trusts him, that he ain't like one? He having sex with every single one. That's terrible. It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
Terrible. You can't be sleeping with every female you come
No,
across.
you can't be. I have majority, and I've always had majority female friends. It's ruined a lot of relationships, but the ones when they didn't understand that ruined it, they came back to understand, and they know my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now they understand it after the fact. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
yeah. It's like the opposite for women liking men. It's like women understanding that just because your man got female friends and now losing your man because you couldn't get over that insecurity. Now you come back. I mean, you ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? But you can come back and realize, oh, I'm sorry. But it's like get the fuck off.
You'll be a part of that pocket of platonic female friends because that's where you are. This is where you are now.
But you decided to do that. Exactly. And now I had to get over that myself because I didn't believe in platonic male friends. I mean, I hypothetically believed it, but I internalized really didn't believe it. And in my last relationship, I had to realize that had to do with my own upbringing of, not seeing other men in my own family believing that. So I was just like, okay, I don't want to look like them. Because, I'll tell you something really funny. I was going through my iCloud the other day. I saw a screenshot. Now, I'm not proud of this. I screenshotted one of my ex-girlfriend's contacts. I put it on my phone on the computer the other day just to see what number would pop up. It was a carpet cleaning company. I said, boy, you was insecure. Boy, was insecure.
That's all good. Own it.
You was insecure. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand it, man. This is part of life, dog. She had a life. She was a human before you. You was a human before her. You think she ain't have friends? Come on, bruh. She bad. You know that. Why you tripping? She bad when you met her.
Exactly. That's why you approached her. Exactly. You can't expect somebody to be walking, like she's just been waiting in the warehouse, waiting for you to go pick her up. You know what I'm saying? Like I done had you on layaway for about 23 years.
Right.
Like, no, it's not that. Like, people have pasts. People have been married. People had kids. People, had relationships. People had sex.
Wow.
Probably more than you, but hey.
But we ain't finna. We ain't talking. Boy, don't you ever ask that question.
All I'm gonna say, Club. How do you feel about platonic relationships of opposite sex?
I think they're a necessity. I think everybody needs to grow the fuck up and finally admit it.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's an insecure thing. And it's because we've all been traumatized by some bullshit at one point and another, by some previous fucking relationship that we got ourselves into because we wanted to get our fucking dick wet, whatever the fuck, okay? We're just being honest, all right? We all traumatized because of our own fucking choices, all right? We grown-ups now. We passed the point of blaming everybody else for our bullshit, okay? 2021, the world's pretty much ending anyway. We might as well all just cop to our bullshit, all right? So... we all carry trauma from our previous fucks, relationships, friendly fucks, weekend fucks, whatever you want to call it, 6-year fuck. Even if you know what I'm saying, it's whatever. We carry it and then we pass it on to the next person because we haven't dealt with it. Look, man, stop trying to get closure from people. Stop expecting the person to text you and say, "Hey, I'm sorry that I did this to you." Ooh. No, guess what? Yeah. You gotta chalk that shit off just like you write your taxes off at the end of the goddamn year. Okay? Leave it at the fucking next year's taxes. All right, you just wrote it off and you learned. What did you get from it? No, you didn't get money, but you didn't get nothing.
Okay, that is what it is.
That's what you just got. Stop. Everybody got to stop hanging on to this BS emotions, man, and stop say, look, all right, I got to sit down one night, deal with it, cry it out, anger it out, scream it out, whatever you got to do, write it on a piece of paper, go burn it in the grill, whatever you got to do to get that emotion out. Just don't feed it to them. Get rid of it and be done with it, because the longer you harbor it, the longer it stresses you out, the longer you get gray hair, the longer your health goes to crap, and the longer you're not going to be happy at your job and every other relationship in your life because you're giving false energy to somebody that doesn't even realize you're giving it to them, man.
Yeah.
Ron, Claude Van Damme.
Don't even know. Don't even know
we're going to pass it. We're going to pass it.
Give a damn that you're mad now. Don't even give a damn that you're mad.
No,
don't know you mad. Don't give a damn that you're mad.
Speechless. So, this is something that I want to ask on behalf of the women to all of you, and I need all of you to answer this. What is something that women can do to help dating from your perspective? What can we do?
Man, when a dude asks you where you want to eat, just straight up say where you want to eat. If you want tacos, say, yo, I want tacos. You want spaghetti, say I want fucking spaghetti. If you just want to stay home and eat macaroni and cheese with some fucking whatever pork on it and barbecue sauce, just say that. Stop saying you don't know, okay? We done with it. We don't care no more. And then when your man make a decision and you say, oh, well, I didn't want to go to Chili's. Well, you didn't voice that, did you? We're going to finally stop. Can we just stop with it, all right? That's the dating thing now.
I'm going to out myself, ladies, and I'm going to exit stage right.
That will solve so many issues in everyone's life. Just to make a decision. Don't matter if you don't want it. Just go there, order a goddamn drink and the appetizer, be done with it. We can eat something else somewhere else. But stop saying you don't know, because your taste buds telling you what you want to know. You know what you want to eat. You just scared to say it. Just say it. If you want to go to somewhere and get some nice seafood, just say that shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
And the very well put. In the words of Barack Obama, be the change you want to see. And in the words of DCG, manage your expectations. Because when you meet somebody and you bring all of these expectations and your damn cup of your ruler of checklist, measure the size that you are. See, people come with a damn yardstick and they only 1 inch of what they're looking for in a yard of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So now you looked at me, you sized me up. I come out now and I tell everybody, I said, no. People say, where you work? I said, I'm unemployed. Oh, you don't have a job? Nope, I just moved back in the country. Oh, okay, you know. Now you can measure that. You can look upon that however you want to. You can think about it however you want to. I'm good. I don't ask anybody for shit. I don't need shit from you. I still eat out. I still pay my own bills. I got my own. I still got my own bank account. You don't need to know the size. But if you want to measure that, but manage your expectations. Okay. And then if you want something, at least everything that you want me, be able to have for yourself. I don't need to tell you about my investments. I don't need to tell you about my properties. I don't need to tell you about my savings or retirement. I don't need to do all of that. Okay. You be good. And if you're looking for something in me, see it in yourself. And if you can see it in yourself, and then if you can't see everything that you want in me, then keep it moving. Because you're probably not the one for me. If you can't already know what you got when you see me, you don't need to be with me.
G shit. Myself personally, I just wish women would stop trying so hard in this aspect. I like that women want to be the one for us, but I feel like women be putting some pressures on themselves. Get your head out the Instagrams. Get your head out the social medias. Get your head out the love hip hops. Get your head out. I don't give a fuck who it is, whatever it is, what rapper it is. I don't want to hear that shit. It ain't real. Most men don't even believe in that shit anyways. Most of us ain't got no six pack. I ain't got no six pack. I got a keg. And I don't give a damn. Once I realized women would sleep with me, even though I have a six pack, I said I ain't never getting a six pack again.
Never came back.
Never.
It's cuffing season. We need some warmth.
I said, you like me without these muscles? I said, oh man, I've been hustling backwards. Just please, ladies, stop trying so hard on certain things. Like, believe me, I know. Like, don't get me wrong, Lala Anthony look good. You know what I'm saying? She look good. Women built like they look good, but I don't really expect all that. Like, I'm not really expecting all that. I know what you look like naked before you even took your clothes off. You know what I'm saying?
Took it off, I knew.
So just don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
How y'all know?
I'm not finna go.
Oh, listen.
Some things don't get discussed. Okay?
People undress you with their eyes. You can already tell they don't undress you.
I'm just playing coy. That's all.
Yeah. I know you know, Queen.
Yeah. So here's my thing. Women, stop thinking that men are these damn Neanderthal Negroes who don't know shit. Stop thinking that. We have grown. We have evolved. We have feelings. We are expressing our feelings. We have like Dwight said, we have investments. We have savings. We're thinking of futures. Listen, we are not the same raggedy ass nigga that you let nut in you. I'm sorry. Multiple times. We are not him. We are different. And it's up to you to have the discernment to decide who is and who ain't. You know he ain't shit, nigga. You knew that from the jump. You thought you could change him. Stop playing what's the show? What's the little house renovation shows? No, this ain't it. You start looking for ready-made houses. You start looking for dudes who are already established. Stop thinking that all of us are the same. We are not. As you can see by these 5 brothers that was on tonight, different. Do we have some of the same experiences? Yes. Same way y'all did. Same way y'all had a conversation last week. 5 different women, same experiences. Yes, we all had the same thing. But we are all evolved. We have all grown. We have matriculated. Huh?
And growth is continuous.
Can I use the big word on them today, fellas?
Get it.
We show them. We educated.
We are educated. We don't necessarily have to have 8 and 9 degrees. We don't necessarily have to have 6-figure jobs. We don't necessarily have to have 6 packs on our bellies.
Charles, why you got that preacher voice though?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I have it. I'm gonna tell you why I have it because only time you really find a woman that's gonna listen to this is to find her ass in church. But that's a whole nother thing. But we ain't gonna talk about that tonight. So listen, so just stop putting us in this old raggedy ass box of men ain't shit. The niggas that you chose ain't shit. And that's not a dig on you. That's a dig on that nigga.
Yeah. I gotta drop out. I gotta jump on.
Thank you so much for your time, man.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
it. It has been a pleasure. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for the opportunity to meet this panel of fabulous, well-minded, like-minded individuals. And anytime. I look forward to speaking with you guys again.
Next week. We need you for next week, so we'll be in contact with you.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry to have to jump off, but I've been.
No, we are well over the time.
We about to wrap up anyway. You good?
Okay, fabulous.
Wrap it up like a Trojan, okay?
Okay, fabulous.
Later, brother. Thank you.
All right. Likewise.
Tonight was bomb.
Tonight was beyond bomb.
Thank you so much to the fellas for your transparency, your honesty. Y'all kept it real and y'all had no filter, and that's what we needed for tonight. I know I am full. I know the ladies have learned so much as well. So if you have any ladies, if you are watching still and you want to talk to any of these men, just shoot your shot.
We'll go this way.
Besides Charles, shoot your shot. And then fellas, if you see women in the comments that you like, shoot your shot too.
Shoot your shot. Just don't be no asshole.
Quality women in our comments with quality men on our live. So thank you both so much. Thank you to all the men. We will be reaching out to you later on this week, like tomorrow or Saturday, to talk about combining the 5 women from last week with the 5 of you from this week to do a show where we can kind of relax, relate, and release. Talk about everything that we discussed over the past 2 weeks to bridge that disconnect so that we can make dating and relationships better across the board for everybody. So we're going to actually pre-record that and we're going to air it on Thursday. We want the space to be as sacred and intimate as possible. We love the comments from all of you, but this is a very sacred space. So we want the 5 of them or the 10 of them to be able to just express themselves and just talk amongst each other without any external influences. So looking forward to it. Tonight was great. I'm happy. Charles, wrap us up. I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been watching Dating University. Again, I am Professor Charles, along with my co-host, Professor Brittany. You can follow us and everything at Dating University _. You can follow our brand pages right here. You see them somewhere on the screen there at Professor Charles _DU, at Professor Brittany with an A.
Yes, there's no other way. There is no other way to spell Brittany than the way that I spelled it. So
Professor Brittany.
Yes.
_DU.
Yes.
If you loved what you hear and you want to continue to support us, please like, comment, share. I mean,
we think Charles, we be on the same wavelength.
Right. We are reaching new heights. We are reaching new audiences by the week. And it has been amazing. If you also want to help support us, you can help support us by buying some of our merch. We have merch. You go to any one of our social media pages, you will find a link tree that will take you directly to the DU shop. You can buy anything that we have. I use one of my sayings is it was on a t-shirt tonight. Keep your dirt clean. Yes. That shirt is available.
Yes. And look, even if you go ahead.
It's hoodie season. I'm telling you, I'm about to really come up. This is not your hoodie. The hoodie is out. So please get that. Even though I got beat for one of them.
Finally, she got you for it. Look, here's the thing, y'all. Like, just looking at the numbers over the past few weeks, starting with the poly couple, almost 1,700 views, streams. So the numbers are just going through the roof, and y'all are really rocking with us. And we are so thankful for you all. So as we are navigating towards more in-person things, even if you don't want to buy merch, donate. Give us a Cash App, because we want to do events in person, and life ain't free. We want to make sure that we can put on quality events for you all without charging an arm and a leg. So if you want to be like, look, Professor Brittany, let me slide you a couple dollars. Professor Charles, let me slide you a couple dollars. We do not turn down the help and the love. So we are just so thankful for all of the support. Like, share, share. Comment, share, like. Comment, share, like. Comment, like, share, comment.
And follow. Follow us on everything. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. Even though our YouTube channel was a little hard to find because we're pretty new. But we're there. I promise. We're there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're everywhere.
I just love the interaction. Like when we get new people follow our personal Instagram pages and the DU page, it makes my heart skip a beat.
I'll be like, yes.
Some of the inboxes be a little, but I still am thankful for the love, for even wanting to follow little old me. I follow my Professor Charles. I love his page. Do you love my page, Charles?
I love your page, Brett.
Yeah, so we've been doing this thing, y'all, for 5 years. It'll be 6 years next year. We got to do a celebration. I think COVID took away from our 5-year anniversary, but next year
we had a lot planned, man. We wanted to do so much. We wanted to come back with a vengeance, but you know, the pandemic.
Here's the thing: announcements. We gotta. DU After Dark. You know, we had one maybe a month or two ago. I told y'all, we told y'all that this was going to be an ongoing, reoccurring thing. So we're having another DU After Dark in October. The breakdown of it, though, we're going to have a little bit of foreplay, and then we're going to ease our way into our DU After Dark. So my idea of foreplay is I want to talk with my ladies. I love my group chat with my girlfriends where we talk about any and everything. It gets X-rated. It can get G-rated. But I want to, have some girl time with my ladies. Let's have a couple cocktails, talk about a couple cocks, and keep it moving so that by the time we get to DU After Dark, we are loose and we are ready to discuss the items at hand because we get frisky. I don't want anyone to think that women are not as sexually inclined as men are.
If anything, y'all more.
And I love the fact that we can be open and honest and candid and not judged for it. At Dating University, you are not judged for any of your sexual preferences, any of your sexual kinks. We love it all. So if you're feeling down and rejected and judged by society, come on in and enroll to Dating University and come to DU After Dark because we will love on you and we're a safe space. It gets no safer than us. Whatever happens in DU After Dark stays in DU After Dark unless we have a hookup. We can't determine who is going to link up with who. Just keep it to yourselves. We don't want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're looking forward to DU After Dark with you all.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, with that being said, man, we're gonna get up out of here.
Yes,
we thank every last one of you hanging with us for 1 hour and 59 minutes. We love y'all so damn much.
Yes.
Just continue to just continue being you. We love y'all so much, man.
We love y'all. Pre-recorded show next week, so tune in still. Even though you can't interact with us, still watch. You don't want to miss it.
All right, y'all. Peace.